Welcome to Midnight Signal AI. It's March 18th, 2026, and we're bringing you the latest news, breakthroughs, and debates from the world of artificial intelligence. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, attackers are moving faster with AI than defenders can keep up. NVIDIA unveils an operating system for AI factories, and we're seeing a flood of new open-source tools aimed at coders and enterprises. Plus, we'll dig into whether junior developer jobs are disappearing and whether AI courses are actually worth your time. Let's get right into our lead story. According to a new report covered by Cyberscoop and highlighted on Hacker News, attackers are now exploiting AI tools at a pace that defenders simply aren't matching. The report, from Booz Allen, warns that malicious actors are leveraging generative AI to automate phishing, write malware, and adapt attacks faster than traditional security teams can respond. It paints a pretty challenging picture for defenders, trying to keep up with the speed and creativity that AI brings to the threat landscape.
Yeah, this is a trend we've been watching for a while, but what's striking here is how the barriers to entry for sophisticated attacks have dropped. You no longer need a deep bench of technical talent to launch convincing phishing campaigns or write custom malware. AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And these tools aren't just making old attacks faster, they're enabling new kinds of adaptive, polymorphic threats that can shift tactics in real time.
The report also calls out the fact that defenders are still heavily reliant on traditional rule-based detection. Meanwhile, attackers are using AI to generate novel payloads that slip past static filters. It's a classic arms race, but right now, AI seems to be tilting the field in favor of the offense. The authors urge organizations to start integrating more AI into defense, not just detection, but also in automated response and threat hunting.
And there's a big gap in skills and tooling on the defense side. Security teams are often under-resourced, and many legacy systems just aren't built to handle the speed and variety of AI-generated attacks. There's a call here for not only investing in AI-driven security solutions, but also upskilling teams to understand how these models work, their weaknesses, and how to spot AI-augmented threats before they escalate.
This isn't just a theoretical concern. The threat landscape is evolving, and organizations are going to need to rethink both their technology stack and their people strategy if they want to keep up.
Speaking of keeping up with the pace of AI, NVIDIA made headlines today by announcing Dynamo 1.0, which they're calling the first operating system designed for AI factories. This was covered on NVIDIA's newsroom and picked up on Hacker News as well.
Right. Dynamo 1.0 is aimed at managing the entire lifecycle of large-scale AI deployments, from orchestrating GPU clusters to handling data pipelines and workflow automation. It's targeting enterprises and research labs that are running massive AI training and inference workloads. NVIDIA is clearly betting that as AI scales up, organizations will need an OS-level approach to manage resources, security, and reliability at a whole new level.
And it fits into NVIDIA's broader push to dominate not just the hardware, but the full software stack for AI infrastructure. With Dynamo, they're trying to become the default platform for anyone running AI at industrial scale, what they're calling AI factories. It's another sign that AI is moving from experimental projects to a kind of production line operation.
On a related note, NVIDIA also announced an expansion of its open model families. According to their newsroom, these new models are designed to power not just agentic and physical AI, think robots and autonomous systems, but also healthcare applications. The idea is to provide more specialized, open-source models that enterprises can adapt for their own needs.
Yeah, and this expansion is noteworthy because it reflects growing demand for models that are both customizable and trustworthy. Open models let organizations audit, fine-tune, and deploy AI in context where black box solutions just aren't acceptable, especially in regulated industries like healthcare.
Switching gears, let's talk about some of the new open-source tools that hit Hacker News in the last day. First up, ToolGuard, which is basically Pytest for AI agent tool calls. The creator was frustrated with AI agents hallucinating JSON keys or passing the wrong types to functions. So they built ToolGuard to fuzz Python tool functions with all sorts of edge cases, missing fields, wrong types, even huge payloads. You get a reliability score out of 100%, and it doesn't require an LLM to run.
This is super relevant for anyone building AI agents that interact with external APIs or tools. As we've seen, hallucinations and type errors are a real problem, especially as agents get more complex. Having a deterministic way to stress test your tool interfaces before deploying is going to save a lot of headaches and probably prevent some embarrassing outages.
Another interesting release, Sonder, a self-hosted AI social simulation engine. It's open source and lets you run AI-driven social interactions and simulations on your own hardware. This could be a playground for researchers, game developers, or anyone interested in emergent behavior from interacting AIs.
Self-hosted is the key selling point here. With all the privacy and data ownership debates, more developers want to experiment without sending everything to a third-party cloud. Plus, simulation engines like this are crucial for testing multi-agent systems in controlled environments before rolling them out in the wild.
On the enterprise side, there's a blog post from Behavior Graph arguing that most AI platforms are missing a critical layer, an API for the so-called shadow org chart. That's the informal network of influence and behavior inside organizations. Who really talks to who makes decisions, and how work actually gets done.
It's a fascinating concept. Enterprise AI agents often fail because they don't understand the real power dynamics in communication channels. By exposing this shadow org chart via API, you could build agents that navigate organizations more effectively, escalating issues, routing requests, or even predicting blockers based on actual human behavior instead of just official roles.
Let's talk about the job market. There's a provocative post on priset.ai's blog asking, is the junior developer role dead in the era of AI? The author argues that with AI tools automating so much of the coding grunt work, companies are much less likely to invest in training juniors. Instead, they're hiring for senior plus roles who can design systems and manage AI-driven workflows.
That's a pretty tough reality check for newcomers. The traditional path, learn the basics, get a junior job, work your way up, is getting squeezed as AI takes over the simpler tasks. The bar is moving higher, and it means aspiring devs need to focus more on problem solving, system design, and the ability to guide AI, not just write code. But it also means companies need to rethink how they grow talent or risk a skills gap in the next generation.
On a related note, there's a trending question on Hacker News. Are most AI courses just a waste of time? The poster claims they learned more by building small, messy projects than by passively consuming courses or tutorials. They're using platforms like NextSkill AI, which focus on applied learning over theory.
Honestly, I think a lot of people resonate with that. There's a glut of AI courses, but unless you're building and shipping things, the knowledge doesn't really stick. Courses can be great for foundational concepts, but the real learning happens when you wrestle with real-world data, bugs, and edge cases. The shift toward project-based learning is a welcome trend.
Here's a quick one for the macOS users. There's a tool posted on GitHub called Optimize AI Limits. It's a macOS job that resets your AI coding limits automatically. So if you're running into usage caps on your AI coding tools, this script helps keep things moving. It's simple, but for power users, it's a quality of life upgrade.
It's another example of the little hacks people are building to make AI tools fit into their daily workflow, especially as more work gets mediated through LLMs and API calls.
Another tool that caught my eye, Lore, a local AI thought capture and recall app. It runs on your own machine using Ollama and LanceDB, lets you quickly jot down notes, questions, or commands, and then uses retrieval-augmented generation to answer recall queries from your own context. No cloud, no API keys, just your data.
Local first is a big trend. People want AI that respects their privacy and works offline. Lore sounds like it's trying to be your personal knowledge base, but supercharged with AI recall. For anyone who loses track of notes or random ideas, this could be a game changer.
And a quick mention for legal professionals. Reason.com published an article on how AI tools are transforming legal history research. AI can now sift through massive archives, extract case law precedents, and uncover patterns that would take humans months or years to find. It's not just about speed, it's about surfacing connections that might otherwise get missed.
That's huge for historians, lawyers, and anyone who relies on deep archival work. As with so many other domains, AI is letting experts focus on synthesis and analysis instead of brute force document review.
Before we wrap up, a quick jobs note. Jane.app is hiring senior engineers with AI infrastructure experience, remote, US, or Canada. The demand for seasoned AI infra talent isn't slowing down.
And if you're looking to level up your workflow, Microsoft's AI Toolkit for VS Code just got a major update. You can now set up a full agentic coding environment in under 5 minutes. That's another sign of how fast the tooling is moving.
That's all for today's rundown. From the accelerating arms race in AI security to new open source tools and the shifting landscape for AI learners and professionals, it's clear the pace of change isn't letting up.
Thanks for joining us on Midnight Signal AI.
If you found this episode useful, consider subscribing or sharing it with a friend. We'll be back tomorrow with more news and analysis from the frontier of artificial intelligence.
Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.